ASMR coding video. In this video, I am going to solve 5 easy problems in Java, along with typing noises and tingles with noises of objects. So get ready for another injection of ASMR tingles, and I'm going to start coding in Java. So enjoy, and off to the computer. So I'm going to start with the first problem. So this is the first problem I'll be solving. So problem 1, okay. I have to return the number of even integers inside a given list or array. Okay, so I'm gonna use a modulus operator or something. So this is just for useful to check if a number is an even, alright? And typing noises start, and I'm gonna start solving. Okay, so I tested this code, and apparently it gives me the same answers. So what this code does is just I set a variable count to 0, okay, and then I check each iteration. I make a loop. Yeah, I make a loop to loop through the array, and each iteration check if the number is even, and increment count by 1. If it's not even, just leave it as 0 and return this count. And I tested this. Okay. Count evens. If I give this array, it gives me 3. So like I did it in order, 3, 3, 0. Like these are the example outputs, and after running this, it gives me these results. So I think I succeeded here. So here is another injection of tingles. This is a glow in the dark mood that I got back when I turned 13 years old. So, and I still have it today. So like if I shine light on it, it's gonna glow in the dark. Alright, I'm going to go and move on to the next problem. So this is problem 2. So given an array length 1 or more integers, I'm going to return the difference between the largest and smallest values in the array. Okay, so I'm going to use a built-in math_min method and math_max method and return the smaller or larger of the two values. Okay. Okay, let's start this one. This should be very easy. In fact, I could just do it in one line. So oh wait, this is the... No, I'm not, I read that problem wrong, so I'm going to have to find a max value, so... Okay, so I feel like I got this problem right. So I tested my code against the test cases. So this should return a 7, and I got a 7 on my first one. And this returns an 8. This should be, if I pass in this array, it would return an 8 here. So like a difference. And here it'll give you an 8 for the third run, and because the difference is like the biggest and the smallest. Yeah. And I managed to pass to get the same answers. I tested these cases with my code in this order, so I feel like I'll call this problem a success. Okay, so more tingles, alright, more tingles. So we're 40% done. Okay, that's it for that injection. Now I'm going to do the third problem. Okay, so this is problem 3. Okay, so I'm gonna loop through another array. So return a centered average of the array, which we'll say is the mean average of the values, except ignoring the largest and smallest values in the array. So if there are multiple copies, okay, of the smallest value, I'll ignore just one copy, and likewise for the largest value. Okay, I'm going to use int division to produce the final average. Okay, and I can assume that array is 3 or more. Okay. So I'm going to do this one. This one seems the hardest out of the 3. Out of the 5. Out of the 5. Okay. Okay. And I guess I'll have to return an integer this time. So I guess this problem will require me to find the biggest and smallest values. So I'm just gonna copy and paste some of the code here, because I already did the coding for the max and min value. so I run my code. I tested my code against the test cases. These are the expected values, 3, 5, and -3 against these test cases. And after running my code against these test cases, I got the same outputs, 3, 5, and -3. So I guess I succeeded in this problem. I succeeded. Okay. I succeeded. Okay. So what my code does is that I set a booleans to see that to check that to use those as that I already ignored it. Like these booleans will determine if I already ignored the values. So I set to false. Then get their mins and max values. Then I set a sum, which I'll add. And here I will add sum. I'll add the loop to the array and add sum to x. And then I will ignore the minimum and maximum, and only one time. So if there's like 2 of the same values that are the minimum, I'm just going to ignore one of them, only one of them. So like these are what the booleans are used for, and that's what it is. So, and then I have to just only divide it by the number of times that I added. So like all of the array length -2 because I omitted 2 values. Okay, that's centered average. Okay, here is another injection of ASMR tingles. Okay, this is a bottle of water. Esca. Okay. It's pretty nice bread. I'm not gonna drink it right now because I am already quenched, so I'm not thirsty anymore. So I'm going to start with my 4th problem of the day, of this video at least. So here is problem 4. Okay. Return the sum of the numbers in the array, returning 0 for an empty array. If the number 13, except the number 13 is very unlucky, so it does not count, and numbers that come immediately after 13 do not count. Okay. This should be easy enough, so I have to ignore 13 and all of the numbers that come after 13. Okay. After 13. Okay. so once again, I tested my code against these 3 test cases. In these 3 test cases, if I would expect to input these arrays in order, it'll expect to return 6, then 2, and then 6, okay? And then after running my code against these test cases in order, I get the same output, so 6, 2, and 6. And therefore, I'll call this problem a success. These problems are super duper easy, and it's a no-brainer. The code that I'm doing in real life, like actual coding, does not compare to this kind of the problems I do here are nothing compared to the code that I have to do for software development, because in software development I am working with not easy but more challenging and advanced coding. So in this code, sum13, I return 0 for empty arrays. Then I set a sum variable. Then I begin to loop the array and add the next number towards the sum. And then if I see a 13, I'll prematurely exit the loop and then return the sum, and then that's it. Okay, so this is the last checkpoint, the last injection of ASMR tingles. So I have this little moon once again. Let's start with this magnifying glass. Ow, that is pretty loud. I'm going to examine this moon. I'm going to examine this. Let's see if I could see the crater. This is a big crater here. That's a pretty nice crater. It's well known. It's pretty famous. I am rubbing the magnifying glass against the mic here. I should do this. Okay, so that's the last injection before I finish off with the last problem. Okay, so I'm gonna finish that off, okay, with the final problem. So here we are in problem 5. Given an array of ints, return true if the array contains a 2 next to a 2 somewhere. Okay, so I have to basically check if an array has adjacent 2's. Okay, so I'm gonna start. The tabs are not really good. Kind of hurts my eyes if the tabs aren't aligned. But it is what it is. I'll just put it like this. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so once again, finally, after running my code against these test cases, like I expect the same results. So I actually got the same results. So if I would run it against the test cases would expect true, false, false in order. And after running these test cases in order, I got a true, false, and false. So exactly the same order, which means I did the problem with success, okay? With success, okay? So that's going to do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed another Java video. I decided to do it just for like typing noises, and you might or may not be interested in Java coding, but the main point is for the ASMR tingles and for some random talking and whispering and quiet room talking and object tapping. So give this video a like if you have gotten your triggers. And yeah, if you're new to this channel, I make ASMR fight content, from coding videos to facts telling to telling some random stories of obscure things. So stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you next time.